Sri Ram says, try to experience the sameness of the Paramatma, the Supreme Being, and the Jivatma, the living being. First, you must understand the meaning of the words of the Upanishads. Tat Tvam Asi. Tat means Paramatma, Tvam means Jivatma, and Asi means are. It therefore means that the Paramatma and Jivatma are one and the same. It is not possible to differentiate them. It is also impossible to attribute separate qualities to them. So here we have Sri Ram saying something extremely revolutionary for our spiritual understanding. He says that the highest, the Paramatma, the divine, and the Jivatma, the living being, us, are same. We are eventually just different manifestations. We are part and parcel of the highest entity. We are not separate from it. And he quotes the Upanishads. He says, Tattvam Asi. And these are the words told to Shvataketu also in the Upanishads. Tvattam Asi. You are Tattvam Asi. You are the highest. You are that which procreates everything. Don't think you're separate from that. Now, this is a fundamentally revolutionary way of understanding things. It tells us that our existence, our life is more than perfect. We have never looked at our life as being so important. We've never looked at our life as being something divine, something extraordinary. In fact, religions have gone in the opposite direction. Religions have said, this is not the real life. The life will come after we die and so on. But see what Ram is saying. He's saying, no, the living being is actually not only a reflection, but the same as the highest. Albeit in a different form, but yes, the sameness at the level of the mystic. Now, this gives great dignity to man. This gives great dignity to us as living beings. It takes us from unconsciousness to consciousness, from sleep to awakening, because it awakens us from the slumber that we are just ordinary. We are all extraordinary. And this is the beauty of Vedanta. This is the beauty of Sanatana Dharma. It exalts the living being into something, into knowing its highest nature. And the highest nature is living, functioning within us. It is not in another life. It is not after we die and so on. We are a reservoir of great divine energy. Understand this. Know this to be your reality. Then you become full of light. All the smoke of thought disappears, all the misconceptions disappear. You feel like you have undergone a resurrection. You feel like you have undergone a new birth. To know this very thing, that the microcosm and the macrocosm are the same, is fundamentally so beautiful. It is even physically very interesting because, with the onset of quantum physics, it has been seen that the smallest particles are actually behaving just as the largest phenomena in the universe behave. At the atomic and subatomic level, things are as they are at the galactic level, at the interstellar level, at the level of universal scale. So the whole science of fractals, as in, if you magnify a part of a leaf with an electron microscope infinitely, almost an infinite regress into its smallest components, you'd find that it is a never-ending process of duplication, meaning that the smallest entity and the largest entity share a commonality. The largest entity is only an expanded version of the smallest entity. And at the level of the mystical also, Ram is saying that this is true. And when you realize this, a great bliss comes to you, a great peace comes to you, a great strength comes to you. Most importantly, a great strength comes to you. You feel you are no longer weak. You feel you are composed of the highest awareness, the highest courage, the highest ultimate reality. So it is a great purification of the mind, it is a purification of the heart. It takes us from being afraid, it takes us from looking at ourselves as being limited into looking at ourselves as unlimited. And when you look at yourselves as yourself as unlimited, your bliss explodes, your energy explodes within you. You find a great vigor in life, a great strength in life, and that is the beauty of these Vedic teachings, these Puranic teachings, these teachings from the heart of Sanatan Dharma, the teachings from the heart of Vedanta. Sri Ram is known to the world as being the hero of the Ramayana, but people forget that he is also the great hero of the Yog Vasisht Maharamayana, the greatest discourse on spirituality. And here in this brief exposition, he's talking about our inner glory, the inner world of ours, which is so glorious, which is so full of splendor, which is so full of the divine. All that we need to do is to realize its flowers, its potentiality to flower within us, its potentiality to create a great difference in the way we live our life. Because so doing, we become creatures of bliss. From where we were people of sorrow, we become people of bliss. From where we were people who thought ourselves limited, we become people who think we are unlimited. You see, one way of religion is criticism. Most religions take that path. They keep criticizing you so that you improve and so on. But this is the leap of awareness that Ram is giving. He says that no need for self-criticism. Understand, self-appreciation is the key. And the ultimate self-appreciation is the awareness of yourself as the highest reality. If Tat Tvamasi, if you know that, you literally know what it means to live a deeply mystical life, full of the unlimited aspect of the absolute. Suddenly all that is negative in your life disappears. Suddenly your energy becomes ready to take on any challenge. Suddenly your energy becomes ready to take on any sort of situation that it is faced with. And this itself creates an extraordinary explosion of joy within you, an explosion of hope within you. And with that comes true confidence in life. Why do we feel so underconfident so often? Simply we feel, there's so much psychological misery in the world. People feel that they're less than they should be. People feel inadequate and so on. So in that way, these Vedantic teachings are extremely revolutionary. They're extremely important because they take us from this vicious cycle of rejecting ourselves, of rejecting who we are, of not understanding our larger connotations of our own being, and thereby denying our own contentment, and towards realizing the inner glory of ourselves. And that inner glory of ourselves is always available. Man's consciousness is divided into so many layers, but at the deepest layer, we are part of the highest. If you understand this, you bring about a great alchemical transformation in your being. You bring about a situation where your conscious mind that you normally exist within is transcended, and you move into the superconscious plane of yourself. And when you move into the superconscious plane of yourself, you find all the treasures of life hidden there. You find that you had hidden away so many treasures that you had within yourself. And you leave all your inhibitions behind. You sing your song in life. You feel your multidimensional glory. Human consciousness is full of multidimensional glory, but it requires guts, it requires fearlessness, it requires hope, it requires a great deal of inner confidence, psychological confidence, spiritual confidence, and so on. To go beyond your mind, dissolve your normal, ordinary mind, your conscious mind. It is the one which fills you with complexes. It is the one which fills you with anxieties. It is the one which fills you with all sorts of imagination about what you can't do. It's the kind of mind which Arjun carries into the battlefield at Kurukshetra. And the whole secret of the Gita is essentially it is about Krishna demystifying this for Arjun. He tells him that he destroys his so-called conscious mind, that mind which is so full of anxiety, that mind which is so full of restlessness, and shows him that higher reality. shows him that state of super consciousness which can arise when you understand that a higher reality is available to you, the divine reality is available to you. Then you find that within you is a great kingdom, a hidden kingdom of the divine, and that you yourself have denied yourself the joy of this inner kingdom. Knowing it, you feel far more capable. You feel far more alive, conscious, aware, and move into higher achievement, higher realization, a higher potential realization of your life itself in all its different dimensions.